Sometimes because of the nature of what I do, I feel like I'm more giving a warning than a review. That's the case with The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, and probably any David Fincher movie. It's a warning. Just know if you go to this movie, be warned, you will probably be offended. And I'm a Christian, but that goes for Christians and non-Christians alike. It is just David Fincher likes to push those boundaries. In fact, there is a scene in the middle of The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, and I'll just let this kind of be the last of this aspect of the review, that is so far gone, that is so uncomfortable and over the line and painful to watch that I really can't believe it made it onto screens. It's rough. It's hard. And that's all I'm going to say about it. So know that, be warned, that is part of the David Fincher experience. You can know that. Seven is this, is very similar. Fight Club. I'm trying to think. Zodiac. These are all movies that play around the edges of the darkness of humanity and what that means, and that's what Fincher does. That's what he likes to do. And The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo is no different. It does the same thing. It also is no different from other David Fincher movies in that it is a well-told story and it is powerful. You think back to Zodiac and Fight Club and Seven, the other thing they all have in common is they tell powerful stories, and Fincher knows how to do that as well. So if I may separate that from the warning part of what I do and do the review part of what I do, great performances. Daniel Craig and Mara Tooney, I think I pronounced that all wrong, both give just incredible performances. Her in particular, playing a character that I don't think I've ever seen on screen before. Just kind of that type of protagonist that is, it's hard to explain, both an outcast, like a very true outcast, but also a hero, at the same time does repulsive things, but is not really an anti-hero, but more of a kind of an insane person. It's so hard to explain, but it's a different archetype than I've seen portrayed on film before, and she does absolutely incredible with it. The story is emotional and deep, and yes, very dark, but talks about violence to women and the impact that that can have and the consequences of that in a very real and powerful and yes, grotesque way. But it's real and it's true, and there's something to be said for telling the truth even when it's grotesque, and that certainly happens in The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. The plot, the mystery part of it, I think is well told, and certainly they drop clues and you can figure kind of out with them what's happening and where it's pointing and who it's leading to, but in a very straightforward kind of, it feels like very real detective work kind of way. All that to say, yeah, there's a great movie, at least a good movie underneath the gritty camera lens that David Fincher likes to put on it. Does that make it worth seeing? I can't answer that question for you. I try to. All I can tell you is what's there. For me, knowing ahead of time what is in this movie and what it's about, if I were not a movie reviewer and had to kind of see everything to let people know, I probably wouldn't see this one. And I wouldn't say that about other Fincher movies like Zodiac. I probably still would see that. Or Fight Club. I probably still would see that. But The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo was just a little bit too far for me. Will it be for you? I guess do your research and find out. There's a good movie under all that grit, but man, there's a lot of grit.